And the committee chairman admits to knowing of the problem in Houston, but says he's been told to back off.
When we started this committee, we asked for money to do an adequate investigation to determine just how serious the problem of child pornography, child prostitution, sexual exploitation is here in Texas, which I think is a proper thing for this committee to do. Now, that was the first indication that we had pressure on us. The second indication was when I appeared before the House Administration Committee, when they chopped our budget, and subsequent conversations with certain members that said, we have got to stop our investigation.
Why do they want you to stop?
I don't know why. I have no...
Do you plan to find out?
I plan to find out. I think it's serious that they were getting this kind of pressure.
Let's continue talking about this situation. You have a story here which kind of is good for several aspects of who's involved, what happens to them, and what doesn't happen to them.
Okay, I'll read a wire service release which came out of Dallas, and which said at the top, broadcasters note nature, repeated, broadcasters note nature, and also said, note discretionary material. Here's the copy. A 30-year State Human Resources Department employee has been arrested in Dallas on charges of sexually abusing a child. The Department of Human Resources officials say 55-year-old Howard Ray Parker was suspended yesterday from his job as Medical Services Programs Director, that's statewide. Police say they found 200 to 300 pictures of nude boys in Parker's home.
Wow.
Officers say a 16-year-old runaway boy alleged Parker had sex with him while he lived with Parker. A spokesman for the Department of Human Resources in Dallas says the 30-year veteran employee charged on sex offenses has been suspended without pay. It goes on to say that this is routine procedure. Repeats that he's charged with the abuse of a child he picked up on the street as the kid was hitchhiking. Says that the boy alleges that Parker kept him in that apartment of his for a month, and that Parker repeatedly attacked him during that time. Police say a search of Parker's house uncovered 200 to 300 photographs of boys in various states of attire, and many showed them engaging in sex. Now, it happens to be the case that those boys were charges of the Department of Human Resources. And here's what happened in the case. Mr. Parker went under the care of a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist said that prosecution would be damaging to Mr. Parker and prevent his recovery. The judge took that into consideration in the pretrial hearing and let him go. And the state of Texas paid for his psychiatric care, and they returned him to the job after his rehabilitation.
He went back to work?
He went back to work.
What about the kids? Did they do anything to rehabilitate them?
Whatever they were supposed to be doing in the first place.
Let's take a look at the children involved and their lives. Robin Lloyd, author of For Money or Love, the definitive book on boy prostitution in America.
I think that it's been described as a national horror. I don't think it's a national horror. I think it's a national tragedy. My findings are that the boys that get into this, as described in the title of the book, For Money or Love, they're not really in it for the money. I think that they're in it for what they perceive to be adult attention or adult affection. That's where it becomes a tragedy. If you take a 12-year-old boy who comes into a strange town, he's broke, he's cold, he doesn't have anything, he's hungry, and then the other street boys will tell him, hey, you know, you've got something you can sell. And he finds he has this marketable commodity I mentioned earlier. So now he goes to the apartment with a strange man. They go to bed together. The next day he's out on the street, and he's looking for now the same kind of protection that same night.
Their life is sad. It's 100% sad. They get up, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 during the day, and they go out and they have to earn money, and they're treated bad. They eat only when they're fed by somebody else, and they never get anything for anything. They always have to return sexual favors for it. They sometimes get beaten, they get robbed, they get pushed. You know, the police abuse them, everybody abuses them.
What do you do with the money?
Depends on when I have to stay with somebody, I pay them that, or just give me something to eat when shoes or some socks, whatever I need.
How much you guys getting per trick? You gotta be able to make some bucks.
We didn't get more than $5. Trying to use some money, but when we need it bad.
No,
Get $20 for the days over.
Oh, no.
No, I can make money, man. There's no other way.
No other way you can make money? That's true, there ain't.
Can't find no Coke bottles around these days. People already took them all up.
At 14, I can't get a job. I ain't old enough to get a job.
Yeah.
Most of the kids don't want to be where they are. They don't want to engage in this lifestyle. And if you give them help, an awful lot of them, a very high percentage of them, are quite anxious either to go home or to get a job, go back to school, to live a normal, happy life. They are not into this really rotten thing because they like it. If they stay in it long enough, they develop attitudes that make it very difficult for them to do anything else. If you work here in our center and you do not develop a bad memory, you don't work here very long. The tragedies, the violence, the fact that some of the kids that come into us are killed because they cannot escape the exploitation is a very hard thing to bear. Our staff does not really last very long here.
Who's running it? I can't tell you. Why? They do something to you? Something like that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Well, if they have that many kids, what's their where is it located? I mean, is it what part of town? I'm not. But you're not going to tell me the location. I would kill him. If they're running 20... Slowly. Yeah. Breaking fingers, right. Toes, ankles. Yeah. All you have to do is...
The youth then detailed how boys are procured and then held by the service.
Strictly all the boys from Houston.
Closed circuit.
All the boys from Houston.
Oh, no, these guys, you know, like hitchhikers that are hitchhiking in, they pick them up, give them a place to stay, and then tell them, look, you owe us some money.
All fairly young?
Very young.
What's the youngest?
9.
9 years old.
Well, this is one little kid's little
But they have all the way up to what, 18, 20?
21.
Now, do they provide y'all with protection? I mean, are they protected?
Well, Vice doesn't touch them.
But you don't know why? Or do you know why?
I don't know why. All I know is Vice doesn't touch them.
Do they teach the kids how to perform sexually at this place? They teach them how to do it? I mean, like...
Well, usually they get some...
It's a train. What happens if a kid won't perform? Do they kind of get down on him pretty heavy?
No, they just get rid of him.
Well, how do they keep him quiet? You know, so he won't talk.
Well, they usually have an example.
Once in a while.
Break a finger or two.
Have they done that in front of you?
Yeah, they've done it a couple of times. Some John, you know, like didn't pay up. One time they took him into the room and they broke his finger. One at a time.
Boys told our undercover investigator, a former drug rehabilitation counselor and sex therapist, that they are not proud of what they do. You don't live at home?
I go home once in a while.
Your mother know you do that? She doesn't care?
She don't like me come around the house too much. If I do that, she don't like me come around too much.
Why not?
She says she just don't like her son being hustling and stuff like that.
She knows you're hustling?
Yeah.
This dude wanted to take some pictures of me for $100 tonight. You know, stuff like that. It's just stupid stuff.
Well, yeah. Why do you say it's stupid? You're doing it.
Well, hey, you gotta live. I'm ashamed of it, too.
You're ashamed of it?
Sure.
Why?
Hey, man, I wasn't brought up this way.
What kind of family are you from?
I had real nice people. I mean, you know, it was me that messed up.
Your parents know what you're doing?
Oh, no. She know I'd never let them know. God. Hell, I've heard them too many ways already.